Hello everybody, this is Saber Rex coming to you live with another review for the Beasts of the Mesozoic Ceratopsian Series 1/18th scale action figures by Creative Beast Studio and David Silva. And today we are going to be looking at the Spiclypeus shipporum action figure. And so here we are. There it is. And before we take a look at this figure, let's take a quick look at the packaging for it, shall we? So here we have the packaging art for Spiclypeus. And as you can see, it is gorgeous. We have beautiful artwork done by Shannon Beaumont, like with the Cosmoceratops. So, yeah, absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. And on the back, of course, you get this beautiful, beautiful description about the animal, as well as the list of figures for Wave 2, which is typical. We also, of course, have inside the box this beautiful diorama, which you can take out and place behind the figure if you so choose to, as well as this beautiful collector card with Shannon Beaumont's beautiful artwork. And on the back, this beautiful shot of the action figure itself, along with these little factoids right here. So there you have that. And of course, the ever-present, oh-so-necessary instructions. So, when you assemble your Ceratopsian and take it out of the box, you need to use a hairdryer or hot water to heat up the tail so that it will fit over the ball joint in the base of the hips. If you don't do that, you are going to have a lot of problems. You may end up breaking your figure, so don't do that. Read the instruction. Hence, it'll help you out tremendously. It will prevent you from breaking in your action figure, all that good stuff. So, there you have it. Now, let's take a look at the figure, shall we? So here we have the gorgeous Spiclypeus. And I have to say, this is one of my favorites in regards to color schemes, as well as being in my top 10 for the Ceratopsians. The color scheme for this animal is actually based off a juvenile leopard gecko, one of my favorite lizards, and not in the least because I happen to own one by the name of Molly. Yeah, lazy little lizard who loves to eat hornworms. So, yeah. Yeah, I absolutely love the color scheme as a result. Well, it hits very close to my heart, and yeah. I can't think of anything better than to have a Ceratopsian that resembles my pet lizard. At least when she was a baby, anyway. But yeah, I absolutely love the color scheme on this. It fits so well. And, I mean, look at that. Look at the coloration on the frill and the neck and the back. I mean, look at that. It's gorgeous. And look at how it fades into the underbelly, that white into the orange. Yeah, it's just absolutely great. And I love the blue on the horns. Just fantastic. It looks majorly realistic. And yeah, I have not had any regrets about purchasing this figure at all. Absolutely, absolutely fantastic. So there it is. Now, in regards to all the opposable joints on this figure, he has approximately 19 points of articulation. Sorry about that. So 19 points. He does not have the opposable tongue like the larger Ceratopsians, such as Medusaceratops or Centrosaurus or anything like that. But he is gorgeous. He can open his jaws quite wide, very wide, in fact. So wide, in fact, that his cheeks will actually come out of the jaw and look really disturbing if I pull them further open than this. I mean, he can open his jaws like that, but it looks super, super weird because you can actually see his teeth behind them. So, I recommend only opening it about this much unless you want to be weirded out by a dinosaur having its cheeks ripped. So, yeah. Yeah, he can open his jaws and close them really well. He does not close his mouth all the way, but just enough for the tips of his beaks to just about touch. Which, I really like it. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Now, his neck does move, and so does his head. It can move right, like so. About that much. Left, about that much. He can move it down about this much. Not big on the down motion. Not big on the downward motion, honestly. But he can also move his neck upwards about this much if he is fighting another dinosaur like a tyrannosaur. And of course, yeah, he can also tilt his head like this and like this. You can just get a lot of pose out of that. The arms and legs can also move about 360 at the shoulder, though I don't recommend it much because of these clearance the clearance issues with the shoulder piece right here. The elbow can bend about 90 degrees. It can also straighten full out, like so. Same for the other one. His wrists have swivel. They can move forward and back, like so. So you have a lot of poses you can pull off with this animal. Now, in regards to the back legs, same deal. You also get 360-degree movement, though again, I don't recommend it because of clearance issues with the belly and the hip joints right here. He can straighten his knees about this much. He can straighten his ankles about this much. Bend them back this far and bend them forward this far. The feet also swivel like so, so you can get a lot of stability out of it. And of course they move forward and back like that. So forward and back. Yeah. And it's an absolutely gorgeous figure. The fact that you can pose him in all different sorts of ways is really, really fun. Now the tail and the torso also have movements. He can, also have joints in them, so you can move his torso down like this. He actually has some of the strongest downward movement I have seen for the beasts of the Mesozoic Ceratopsian. He can really arch his back. Like a cat, honestly. He can move it that far up. He will not move his hips further forward. He will not move his torso further up than that because of the clearance joint issues here, because of the hips. So he cannot move his belly up any further. But honestly, you don't really need to. He looks great as is. Now his tail can move up and down and right and left like so. And there you have it. That's Spiclypeus' range of motion. Now, in regards to this figure, it is absolutely, in regards to this dinosaur, I should say, it is absolutely one of my favorites. It is native to the area of North America that included the Judith River Formation, where this animal was found. It is one of the newer discovered ceratopsians, discovered within the last 5.5 to 10 years. And honestly, it is one of the coolest. Yeah, this is actually Cosmoceratops' closest relative, and you can actually see that in the frill. If I'm going to, I'm going to do a little comparison here just to show you. You can see they look really, really similar. And yeah, honestly, I would not be surprised if one evolved from the other, especially if Spiclypeus evolved into Cosmoceratops. So, there you have that. You get beautiful, beautiful figure that shows evolution in action. Now, this animal would have been living alongside Medusaceratops. It would have lived alongside Mercuriceratops and Judiceratops as well. it also would have shared habitat with animals like Edmontosaurus and Parasaurolophus, whole bunches of different dinosaurs, and its probable predators were likely things like Gorgosaurus and Daspletosaurus. I mean, I would not be surprised at all if those tyrannosaurs specifically, tried to have Spiclypeus for lunch every now and again. Yeah, but of course, being a ceratopsian, it would have put up a good fight. And speaking of fights, there is actually evidence on the holotype specimen, the first specimen of Spiclypeus ever discovered, that the animal in question was injured in a fight. Not with a predator, but with its own kind. So, yeah, the frill on the holotype Spiclypeus shows evidence of a bone infection from having been stabbed in the frill by the horn of a rival. So it would have been in a lot of pain. It would have probably had a lot of bad scarring on its frill, and it would have been very irritable as a result. But because this ceratopsian was shown to have lived to be at least 10 years old at the time of its injury, well, after having gotten this injury, I should say, because the animal had lived for many years afterwards, yeah, it just shows you how tough dinosaurs like this really are. They could actually survive injuries that would kill many mammals. Their immune systems were absolutely unparalleled, other than things like birds and crocodiles. So, yeah, this animal, and pretty much all ceratopsians in general, were very robust and very, very tough, not only in regards to how they looked, but in the way their bodies worked. They were basically tanks with immune systems. Yeah. Now, in regards to length, and of course height, let's get out the tape measure. There it is. Yeah, so let's get out the tape measure and take a quick look at how large this figure is. Now, standing up straight like this, he is approximately 5 1/4 inches tall, I would guesstimate. It's a little hard to tell from this angle, but 5 1/4 inches at the most at the top of the frill, like so. Now, lengthwise, he is about 11, just a little under 10.75 or 10 3/4 inches. So, not a bad sized figure. Just a little shy of 11 inches. And at the shoulder, he is, well, I should say at the top of the back, just about a few centimeters shy of 4.5 inches. So, nice size figure. And absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. I cannot stop geeking out over this figure. I really can't. So, price-wise, he is about $50, which makes him one of the least, or one of the less expensive figures, I should say, for the Ceratopsian series. So he's definitely within your budget if you want to get this figure. Yeah, but I highly recommend this figure if it piques your interest. This is a very cool Ceratopsian. It is unique. It is very poorly known to most people, and if you get this and show it to people, you can tell them all about it and introduce them to this incredible, incredible dinosaur. and just have a lot of fun with it. I mean, he's colorful, he is superposable, he is, yeah, just all around an amazing figure. So again, I highly recommend it. If you want something unique to your collection of dinosaur figures or whatnot, or just a unique action figure in general that you can mess around with and pose and play with, I would definitely say this one is for you. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. So, yeah, if you can, definitely get it. So this is Saber Rex signing off, saying you're never too old to play with toys. Be a toy nerd, be proud of it. Thank you, and have a good day. Bye.